Ladies and gentlemen, it is my attempt always to go to the nub of the issue. Joining us is Justice B.R. Gavai, former Chief Justice of India and the author of this judgment on the Aravallis, which is being debated all over the country. Justice Gavai, I hope you will go through my questions and give me appropriate replies, because fundamentally, and I would like to begin by saying this, Justice Gavai, that I have a fundamental disagreement with your judgment, which as a citizen of India, I'm entitled to have. The Aravallis stood for 2 billion years. The judgment that has redefined them was delivered 3 days before your retirement. What was the hurry, Justice Gavai? The judgment was delivered on 20th November and you retired on 23rd November. What was the tearing hurry?
See, I have been monitoring this issue for more than 3 years. If you go through the judgment, we had raised, firstly, see, judges are not supposed to justify their judgment, but since this is an important issue and there's a misconception about the judgment, I agreed to speak to you. If you go through the judgment entirely, the difficulty is that the persons speak about the judgment without even reading them in the entirety. So if you go through the entire judgment, I had given the entire narration as to how the matter arose. There was some issue with regard to the difference adopted by the various states with regard to definition of Aravalli hills and Aravalli ranges. So in order to settle those matters, we heard the matter on number of occasions. Various issues were framed, and after hearing the matter, once you hear the matter at length, if you don't decide the judgment, it's like
Justice Gavai, may I ask you, how can you pass that comment on me on my program, that I have made my judgments on the issue without having gone through the judgment? I would politely, completely disagree with this presumption of yours and remind you that I have seen your judgment in entirety. In fact, no, I don't think you can pass a judgment like that, pass a comment like that on my observations, sir. I take offense to that. Having said that.
No. What I've seen on your program is that it is being projected as if we have given a complete license for mining in the Aravalli Hill, but that's not correct. If you go through the judgment, we have in fact imposed certain more restrictions on mining in the Aravalli Hills and ranges.
Guys, come on, get in.